Hi everyone and welcome to my session, Use Your Non-Technical Background to Boost Your Early Career in Tech. I'm super grateful and happy to be here with you, and hopefully you will find this session useful for your career and life. I wanted to start this session mentioning or putting this sentence, this quotation. Not sure who said this. Google say it's anonymous, but I wanted to share because it's so true. It's not what you have. It doesn't really matter. But what really matters is what you do with the things that you have. I firmly believe in this statement because I'm an example of this, and I will show you later. But it's cool to know that it doesn't matter the current or the past experiences that you have. It doesn't matter your background. You can make it in tech regardless of that. Especially well, this session is especially made for those who comes from non-technical positions or industries. So, my name is Cristal. I will introduce myself. I'm based in Buenos Aires, Argentina. I'm currently the partnerships manager at Asksuite Hotel Chatbot, a Brazilian company. I'm also a programming learner. I'm learning to go right now. And in the past, I was hotelier. This means that I was working at hotels as receptionist and concierge. And on a side, I do volunteer work as a mentor of junior developers at Migra Code. Migra Code is based in Barcelona. It's a nonprofit that teaches to code to refugees and immigrants. And I share with them all what I know in terms of both the technical and the soft part, because my past experiences, I try to gather my past experiences and bring them into my present to build a new career in technology, regardless the fact that I was a hotelier before. So, as you can see in this image, and as I mentioned before, I was working at hotels, and when this pandemic started back in 2020, I found myself sharing insights in a travel tech. Is a tech event that we have in hospitality, and it's pretty cool because I never imagined myself working remotely or working in tech or sharing insights in technology, when actually my background has to do with manual stacks. Of course, I was using computers, as you can see here, but of course, it's pretty different than a technical position. Even though I'm not in a technical position right now because I am a partnerships manager, but of course, the fact that I'm learning to code allows me to come here and share with you some insights, some tips and tricks on how you can make it in tech, actually, regardless of your background. So what you are going to learn today, you are going to learn how to make your experiences count. This is really important, especially if you're applying for a new position, and also how to brand yourself to make it in tech. And I would love to mention something, well, two things actually. The first point is that I'm a Spanish speaker, so please excuse me if I make mistakes in my speaking today. And the second aspect is that oh, if you have any questions or any doubts, you can connect with me at the very end of this session, so I can guide you better. Okay, so the first point or the first aspect to have in mind when you are just getting a start in tech is discover your why. Why does it matter? Well, it will act as your guide and motivation, especially when you are rejected by companies. Normally, when we apply for a new job that we don't have previous experience on, and especially our background has nothing to do with this new job description, we get lost. We feel like, oh, they won't hire me because I don't have experience in this field, or because I'm not good at coding. Maybe my background is not going to be helpful. Well, if you know your why, if you know why you are doing what you're doing, this will actually be a super motivation for you to actually help you move forward. So how can you discover your why? And Simon Sinek is the expert here, not me, but something that helped me is to actually ask myself, why am I learning to code? I mean, why I'm learning this? Why I want to program in something? And what's the reason behind it? This is really important. So a pro tip here, you can list all the reasons and motivations, desires, aspirations that you have, that you may think, oh, I'm doing this, and for that reason. This will be, again, this will be your guide, and it's important that you discover this why, in order to move forward in your career. The second aspect is learn about your path. This is also really important. It matters because if you want to apply for your dream job, let's say, you must know yourself enough to show your potential recruiter the value you can add. It's important because when we apply for any job, we normally tend to think, how many money I will get, or I will make, how many experiences I will gather here. Well, the most important thing is the value that you can add to that company. Again, it doesn't matter your background. The important thing here is the value you can add, and you can use your past experiences to actually get there and discover this unique thing that you have that could be valuable in this company. So you can ask yourself, what was my last job position? This is the name in FASI. Let's say you have to actually give a name to this position. And what kind of activities did you perform in the past that maybe could be helpful, or could be relevant in this new position you're applying to? So again, as the same tip, you make a list of every single position and activities you perform, the achievements you have. Normally you will find these tips when you are building your resume. This is exactly the same thing. This is how you learn about your past experiences, and this is how you try to find common ground with your past and your present to make it in tech. The third aspect is giving yourself a category. This is really, really important as well, because the category you choose will define you as a professional and will make easier for recruiters to find you. Again, I mentioned that this is important because if you don't have a category, you will be a ghost in your industry, basically. So you can ask yourself, what do I want to be known for? Key question to define your category. Also, what kind of skills or knowledge did you learn in the past that now could be useful as a developer? And please take into consideration that I say developer because I mentor junior developers, but this could be applied for any other technical position, of course. So give yourself a category. Define yourself as a professional in your field of expertise in your industry, and you won't be a ghost. This is also important. And here you have some examples of categories, again, as developers, that maybe it could be a guide for you in the future to discover your category. So if you're a software developer and you have a backend preference, then you are a software developer with a backend preference, right? And your category is backend. So recruiters will see at your LinkedIn that you're not looking for UI, UX, or front end design. You are actually looking for the backend because you have experience and knowledge in that, and this is your category. So you are defined as the backend expert. We can call it that way. You can also be a junior developer and user interface designer, and you can be a web developer and user experience researcher. Of course, you don't have to actually lie because it's not the idea here, but define your category in terms of what am I passionate for, and then try to put that a name. So this is how you define your category. The fourth aspect, which is also important, is to position yourself. And this is important because this will give you authority in your field, in this new field or your current field. It could be applied in both aspects. So you can ask yourself, how do I want to be introduced by people? I mean, if you don't want to be a ghost in your industry, your current or your new industry, you must give yourself authority by positioning yourself. This is also very, very important. And I put myself as an example because I always talk about, I always say I'm not a certified coach in career development, but I love putting myself as an example because I changed my jobs thousands of times, literally. So I put myself as an example here in terms of how that positioning statement works. So if you go through my LinkedIn profile, you will see that before before my current position, I put it's all about empathy. And I am a fan of Brené Brown because she's always talking about that. I feel very identified with her statements and her research about how empathy works. And I firmly believe that empathy is the most important thing, especially in hospitality, because it's all about soft skills, it's all about providing experiences. So I want to be known for as someone who talks about empathy, even though I'm not Brené Brown, but I love to mention empathy and demonstrate empathy actually with every single person that is in touch with me across the industry. It doesn't matter if it's a guest, a traveler, a potential client, a colleague, my boss, any person that is in touch with me will be treated with empathy because I position myself as that, because that's something I believe. So you can position yourself in your field, in your industry, and you can use this as the guidance, like not my example, but I mean, you can think about those skills you have or something you're very passionate about or a belief that you have, for example. So if you believe strongly in something, then you can use that as your positioning statement. And the fifth aspect is let others know about it. And when it comes to letting others know about it, I talk about pitching yourself. I talk about doing networking. Networking is, I think, one of the key things in any industry, especially in tech, because as I put this, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And so you can be actually the best developer out there, the best engineer, software engineer, but if you are not connected with the right people, it will make it hard for you to actually get the position that you want. So how you can start networking, or how you can letting others to know about it, about your profession, I mean. So the first aspect is know your worth, because of course if you don't know the things that you did in the past that could be helpful now, if you don't know yourself well, if you don't look yourself in a reflective way, then other people won't know anything about you, of course, especially recruiters. So first, know your worth, and then be a giver. Once that you discover the things you're good at, once you discover how your past experiences could be helpful now, then you could be a giver. You become someone who is giving others, who is sharing knowledge with others. Especially this is something true with, as we call them on LinkedIn, thought leaders, people that is always sharing their knowledge and is always sharing for free their thoughts and the things they believed in and their mission, etc. So if you do this, if you become a giver, then you will get the chance to connect with people who may think the same as you, as we call them, like mundane people. And in this way, it will make easier for you to get to know in the industry. And then show a genuine interest in the other person. This is especially true when you are looking for a new position. If you're applying for this new job, you must show a genuine interest in the company in this case, and in the recruiter as well, because otherwise they won't show a genuine interest in you. So, sorry, I'm speaking fast. I only have 5 minutes left. But again, I just explain a little bit about this main point. So today we talk about the importance of knowing your why, how to use your past experiences, how to define your category, position yourself, and the importance of pitching and networking. But of course, there are thousands of things, especially for those who use LinkedIn, and we have more techniques on how to pitch yourself, how to use storytelling to get the job that you want, how to brand yourself across different channels. because as you may know, most of us use LinkedIn, but other people use Facebook and Instagram, especially developers use GitHub. There are thousands actually of different channels when it comes to web development, for example. So how you can use all those different channels, what kind of content you must share, how to make it actually. Well, this is an entire different universe. And of course, I will be more than happy to share all this knowledge with you. You can visit my website, you can connect with me on LinkedIn, or you can scan this code and schedule a call with me. I'm also, I need to mention this, I'm also a mentor here at Women Tech. So yeah, if you want to learn more about these topics and have my guidance on how to make it in tech, I will be more than happy to share all this knowledge with you. So thank you so much. I would love to see, I have 4 minutes left, so I spoke too fast. So thank you, Natalie and Kendra and Andy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It makes me so happy to see all of you here. Oh, good question, Isabella. What does your day-to-day as a partnerships manager look like? Well, basically, the most important thing as a partnership manager is to build connections, is to build a relationship with those tech companies that we partner with. And well, as I position myself as an empathy person, this allows me to connect with them, and this allows me actually to have this position. So and this is why positioning yourself is really important. In my case, I didn't have previous experiences as a partnerships manager, but the fact that I love building meaningful connections helps me to be in this position, and I'm learning every day, by the way. But yeah, I don't know if I answer your question, Isabella, but thank you so much for asking. Thank you so much, Debbie. Yes, Veronica, empathy is really important, really, really important. Perfect. Well, if you're looking for a mentor, I'm more than eager to connect with you, Veronica. So I will put here my LinkedIn, because some people don't find me because of my last name. So you can connect with me here. So this is my LinkedIn. And again, thank you so much for those who joined. I was extremely nervous because this is my very first conference in English. I'm always nervous when I speak English, so thank you so much. Empathy is key here. Thank you so much. So you already have my LinkedIn. If you want to discuss anything else, I'm always open to have discussions. Thank you so much, Andy. Great English. Thank you so much. Thank you, Isabella. Very nice to meet you all.